But the point I'm trying to make is, it's like, how would it make you feel to have one? Why? Not like the customer service or any of that. How would you feel? What does that mean to you?
I mean, honestly, I'd say going from Platinum, which is top tier card, to a Centurion, it's more so of for yourself. You feel better. You feel like you achieved that. And it makes you, as I said, just want to keep going and going. Because if you show up with a Centurion to a Ferrari dealership, show them your card, they'll know you mean business.
That's right. You're right about that.
So,
I've mentioned it before in the YouTube channel and on this podcast, even discussing it. The Centurion card, when presented at the right location at the right time, gets you a lot of credibility. Doesn't make you any special person or anything like that, but what it does is it brings credibility to you upon a purchase.
Yeah, it puts what you say into reality.
All right. So let's go ahead. We talked about a lot of things about credit, how you got the Amex Platinum, how you started from the first Freedom Financial card to the Chase card to the Venmo card to the Apple card to then the Platinum card. So you could see that pattern. It's not easy. This is a working process with having a good credit score being built up at this whole time and not really being able to use your credit until you're even 2 years later.
Yeah.
And even still being told that your credit is not good enough, you need money in the bank. So credit is one of those misconceptions or one of those things that you have to practice at and have to have, because when the time comes, you got to have good credit because you're going to want to buy that house. You're going to want to buy that Ferrari. You're going to want to buy that BMW M5 or whatever it is. And if you don't have good credit, you're going to go nowhere. But you can't just have good credit as like a flip of a switch. Yep. There's no light switch for it. It's a year of building to get to the championship.
You know, I must say, having credit in general, when I turned 18, I thought it was going to be so much work, so hard. But I'm not going to lie, it was a lot easier than I expected. It just took patience. Like, it took, since I was 18 now until I'm almost 20, I got my American Express card about 4 or 5 months ago. So it took about a year and a half to get it. But other than that, if you're just doing the same scheduled thing, paying every month, that's all, you'll get it. A lot of people have this misconception that it's so hard to get everything. But honestly, it's if you just keep doing it, stay religious to your schedule, that's all it takes. All my friends, they always say, how'd you get that? Like, it's so hard to get that, I thought. But I'm just saying, if you just follow the same steps, it's pretty simple.
And it sounds like the most important steps are paying off your credit on time, applying for new credit, not overspending, paying that off, applying for another card, doing the same thing, keeping your spending under control, and then just applying for the Platinum card. Yeah,
just stay under 30% when you're spending every month. Have multiple cards so you can rely on other cards if you need them, and just pay it off on time. And that's all you do.
Sweet. All right. Well, listen, the credit talk has been great. I hope you inspired some individuals. Again, that's a very young age to have a Platinum card. I probably didn't have a Platinum card until I was like 20, 21, or that age. And then I've got my Centurion card at about 30, maybe 28, maybe 25. I don't remember. I'm old now. But let's switch gears. Let's talk about college, because you're leaving for college. Your parents are freaking out. Your sister kind of bugs me about it. Are you excited to go to college?
Yeah, I mean, there's so many things to be excited about. Living alone is going to be really interesting. I think I'm pretty excited about that, but also might be a little homesick for the first part, away from the family. So it's going to be interesting. But I think it's going to be really good for me to mature, to get on my own schedule, organize my life. I think it will be good for me.
What are like 2 things you're looking forward to living by yourself, and 2 things that you're going to miss, like being homesick or cooking or whatever?
That's a good question. I'd say the first thing I look forward to is being able to make myself a nice little meal plan every day and then put it in my fridge, and then every day just go and eat that meal plan and work out and then go back to my room and just have everything in order in my room, my own room, no one really messing with things inside, a little OCD freak. Another thing I look forward to is I'll have a little balcony on the side of my room. So I'll probably, in the morning, I'll have a little coffee in the morning before school. It's just nice having your own place. One thing I'll miss, my mom's cooking. I'll miss her cooking a lot. Coming home and smelling that fresh food when you walk through the door. And I'd say just having my family right next to me whenever I want them. It will be quite of a shock.
Yeah, but you're not, one cool thing about where you're going to school, you're not too far away. You're just down south, an hour flight, 8-hour drive.
Yeah, about.
And there's FaceTime.
Yeah.
There's lots of technology nowadays to kind of make you feel that you're together.
Yeah, it's not the same.
I agree. But, imagine it back in the day where there was no, mobile phone, no one could call you right away, et cetera.
Yeah, that.
So that's cool. So independence, you're going to mature, become a man. Some things you mentioned that are very interesting with success that I find in interviewing a lot of different people and also kind of being around some people that have been successful. And I've been in all types of walks of life. So I've been around successful people. I've been around some gangsters, some drug addicts, some people that are like, people that you wouldn't expect to be successful, but some people that you could tell why they're not successful. You mentioned like an OCD, keeping your room clean and perfect to how you like it. And I don't know if you could see, but I'm also a little OCD about how our house gets clean and how I have my studio set up and certain things. And those things bother me until they get addressed. Yeah. And I can't focus. Do you have that kind of problem?
I mean, even in my own room, I'll have to focus and study in the computer room, the room next door, because if I have, let's say, even empty mugs or some paperwork that's cluttered in the corner, I can't focus on what I'm doing unless I fix that. It's quite a mind boggler, but at the end of the day, when everything's perfect, organized, it makes you feel good. It makes you feel refreshed.
That's crazy. That's such a trait of like obsessive compulsive behavior or people that I find successful are typically, they really want to organize things. They want things the way they want them to focus on something else. So that's one success habit. Another success habit is coffee. Caffeine, for whatever reason, has become such a thing with like, having that cup in the morning. And for some reason, people that are successful need their coffee.
I'd say it even comes down to classically conditioning yourself, saying like, even if the coffee doesn't do anything, having the coffee makes you want to do something,
It's funny you said that because before this podcast, I used one of our, as you guys know, we have a new office here and we used our espresso machines. And on this podcast, I was like, Lawrence, we're going to need a nice cup of coffee to really get us going. And we did that.
We did. So it was really good.
But that's a mind conditioner of like, hey, we're going to wake up and we're going to do a good job on this podcast and forth. And it seemed to have worked.
It makes you feel good.
The coffee was good.
And sometimes it doesn't even have to be coffee. It could be tea if you don't want caffeine.
Yeah.
It could even be a Celsius. I love Celsius. This isn't a sponsorship, but I love Celsius.
A cold drink?
Yeah, just a cold drink,
what
water.
About an alcoholic beverage? We were talking about that earlier. You're not 21 yet.
Yeah.
And we were sitting in the conference room and we were talking about how it's crazy because you were telling me you were having beers with your mom and dad in Italy.
Yeah, we even have a Vermentino white wine and Portofino.
Yeah.
And I come back here and I'm saying, wow, I can't even have a beer and I'm almost 20 years old. But then we were actually just talking about this. Like I can go fight in the military and I can have a kid.
Yeah.
And
you
I can
be
live
a father.
I have I could be a
married.
father. Yeah, but I can't have a beer.
But legally you won't be able or you have no right to have an alcoholic
legally,
beverage.
yes.
That's insane.
It we were even talking about I could vote for a president of the country.
Yeah.
But
you could select the next president.
Yeah.
But you cannot have one alcoholic beverage you'd be breaking the law.
Yeah, very interesting.
You could also buy cigarettes.
Yeah, you can have marijuana at my age if I have a health condition.
Yeah, I can have a health condition, marijuana, but I can't have an alcoholic beverage.
Yeah.
What the heck?
I don't understand.
I don't get it either. That's insane. And I was like, and I brought it up. I was like, that is kind of trippy actually, because you could technically, or you not technically, You could be a father of a 3-year-old at this age.
Oh, easily.
And not be able to have a beer. It's just mind-boggling. So anyway, that's a different topic.
Yep. Don't have beer, guys.
Yeah, well, do it. It comes down to what society sets as standards. Are you going to oblige or not oblige? And that's a different animal altogether.
Yeah, I mean, even if you go to Italy, you're weird if you don't have a cigarette at my age.
Really?
I actually had a friend back in high school. They moved to Italy in my sophomore year of high school, and they were against all cigarettes, everything, because kids around me they're all smoking. And I get, she posts things on Instagram all the time, and she's just smoking cigarettes all the time. And it's just a common thing over there. And I'm like, wow. So really a place also changes you. It's not just you, it's society around you can change you a lot.
I agree. You're a product of your environment.
Oh, easily.
Easily. You could get manipulated. Anything could happen. It could be good and bad, though.
Yeah.
In reality. Let's switch course from college. I'm glad you're excited. Definitely going to miss you because, again, you are my brother-in-law. You help out a lot, like lifting a TV here in the office. And I'm very hands-on with my development of this building that we do.
Oh, for sure.
So it's been a pleasure having you nearby, not just because you're a nice kid, but also because you lend a hand. Thank you for that.
Yeah, I love this adventure of this warehouse. It's beautiful. Have you shown the viewers the warehouse?
I haven't shown it yet. I don't know when I'll show it.
Once you guys see the warehouse, it's beautiful.
Everybody that's come by to do a podcast so far are pretty amazed. They have a good time and they feel better after the podcast. And it's been great. But they're impressed by the building. And I at first I was really showing off the building, and then I just get to the podcast and really just try to move on. Let's talk about something that's like true passion of yours, and something that I think associates, with success as well as credit, as well as just